So in our previous example, the problem gave us a description in a paragraph and we filled in a chart. We filled in a table. $22.09 for every $1,000 borrowed. Let's look at this problem. Here a manufacturing company buys a new stamping machine for $28,000, and the maker of the machine informs the company that on average it depreciates, which means goes down in value, according to this table. So notice this is in months. These are the number of months since you bought the machine. So number of months since you bought the machine, that's 0. That's a very common technique. Your starting point or your initial value is always when time is 0. So 0 months since you bought it, the machine is worth $28,000. 6 months after you buy it, the machine has gone down to $24,500. 12 months or 1 year after you've bought it, the machine has gone down to $21,000 in value. That's how we read this table. So question 7. If the depreciation continues at the same rate, how long will it take until the machine has no value? All right, well, let's take a look here. We have, let's see in 6 months how much it goes down. 28,000 minus 24,500. Okay, so in 6 months it goes down $3,500. Let's check between these two rows. It started at that period at $24,000. It ended at $21,000. And when you do that calculation on your calculator, you have, yes, the amount went down another $3,500. Now let's do this last set of rows. It started at 21,000 and went down to 17,500. And when you subtract them, so we've just shown that this machine, the value of this machine goes down by $3,500 every 3 months. Every 6 months. So every year it goes down $7,000. All right, so if it goes down $7,000, if it started at $28,000, after 1 year it's worth $21,000. Take another $7,000 off. After 2 years, it's worth $14,000. That's half. We could take another $7,000 for another year and then an additional $7,000 for another year. But probably the calculation you want to use is it starts at $28,000 and goes down $7,000 per year. That's going to take 4 years. In 4 years, the value of this machine will be 0, will not be worth anything. It'll take 4 years to decrease by the full $28,000. So, based on the pattern you see in the table, how do you know that the graph will be a straight line? I know that because the change from row 1 to row 2 is down 3,500. And the change from row 2 to 3 is down, that's a negative sign, 3,500. And the difference, or the change from row 3 to 4, is down 3,500. So since the change in value from row to row, or we would say every 6 months, rather than say from row to row, let's say the change in value for every 6 months, because that's what's really being displayed in these rows, is always down $3,500. We go down by the same amount every 6 months. every 6-month period. If this is the same number, if the difference is the same number, that's going to wind up being a straight line, not a curve. All right, so for number 9, here we're going to practice our graphing skills. Pick a scale for each axis. Here's my vertical axis, here's my horizontal axis, and graph the value of the machine until it reaches 0. Use the number of months as the first coordinate. So these are the points we want to put on our graph. 0, 28,000, 6, 24,500, 12, 21,000, and 18, 17,500. These are the 4 points. All right, so here we want to, along this horizontal axis here, our smallest value is 0 and our biggest value is 18. No, I'm sorry, they said they want us to go to until the machine reaches 0. So that's at 4 years. The value of the machine is 0. So along here, we want to go between 0 and 48. So let's see. 0, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48. Okay, if we go by 6 months here, that will be a good spread for my first value. So here is 0, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, 30 months, 36 months, 42 months, 48 months, and then 54 months. But the machine's not going to have any value after 48 months. And so what is this? This is the age of the machine in months. Let's go ahead and put our title here. This is the value of the machine. Now, along this vertical axis, our smallest value is 0, and our largest value is 28,000. So let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I go up by 4,000, 4 times 8 is 32,000. I think we'll be okay. So this is 0, 4,000, 8,000, 12,000, 16,000, 20,000, 24,000, 28,000. Yep, if I go up by 4,000s, I'll be okay here. So this is going to be our value in dollars. So that's 4,000, 8,000, 12,000, 16,000, 20,000, 24,000, 28,000, 32,000. So now let's put these 5 points on there. When you first get the machine, 0 months after buying it, the machine is worth $28,000. There's that point right there. 6 months later, it's worth $24,500. So 6 months, go up to the $24,500. That's about there. 12 months, it's worth $21,000. That's about there. 18 months, it's worth $17,500. Okay, and then at 48 months, it's worth nothing. And so this is a line that decreases. But what we see here is, even though it's just a sketch, going from this point to this point, there's my straight line. So that's a graph of the line. And so this question says, find the slope of the graph and what it means. The slope in this graph means what is the how many down, how many over, how many down, how many over, how many down, how many over, how many down, how many over. So to do that, we pick any 2 points. I'm going to pick 0, 28,000, and 6, 24,500. And the math uses the letter M for slope. That's going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We would call this the change in the y values over the change in the x values. So we're going to call this x1 and we're going to call this y1. This is the x value of the first point, y value of the first point. This is the x2, y2, the x value of the second point, the y value of the second point. So now we're going to plug in these 4 values. y2, 24,500 minus 28,000. That's in my numerator. And then my x2, that's going to be 6 minus 0. So 24,000 minus 28,000, this is going to be negative 3,500 over 6. This is going down in value 3,500 every 6 months. And when you do this calculation on your calculator, what you're going to get is negative 583.33. So the value of the machine is going down $583 per month. I should have a line there like that, per month. 583, so that would be the unit price or the unit value per month. $583 decrease for every month. And so slope is a very important description of a line. It tells you how many down and how many over. This would go down 583.33 for 1 month. Then down another 583.33 for another month. Then down another 583.33 for another month. So we would actually have 6 of these little downs and overs between each of these bars. This is per month. This is for every 6 months. You'd always want to reduce your fraction when you're asked for slope. So find the intercepts. The intercepts, the x-intercept is where does this graph intercept this horizontal axis. It is when the second value is 0. And then the y-intercept is where does this intercept the vertical axis here. And that's when the first value is 0. So as we look at our graph, or you could actually just look at your data sets, which point on this line does it intercept the x-axis? Right here. When x is 0, when x is 48, when x is 48, y is 0. So, in 4 years, which is 48 months, the value of the machine is 0. Now, what's the y-intercept? Let's look here. Where does this point, or what is the point that intercepts this axis? And we have it right up here. 0 is the first value, 28,000 is the second value. So the y-intercept is 0, 28,000. And what does this mean? When you buy the machine, in other words, 0 time has passed since you bought the machine, the value of the machine is $28,000. That's what that point means.